Hi Audrey, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty well. How about you?
Good. Do you want to tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I am 43 years old. I just had my 3-year kidney anniversary yesterday. I have a rare form of kidney disease called C3G, and I also live with common variable immune deficiency, which is where my immune system doesn't make enough white blood cell antibodies. So those are the two
Mm.
conditions I live with mostly. I have a variety of others, but those are the two main ones.
What is one thing you wish people understood about your condition?
The biggest thing is they look at me and they see someone that doesn't look like they are sick or disabled. One day I'll come in walking with a cane because one of the side effects of my immune disorder is a lot of autoimmune diseases because my white blood cells go crazy and the rest of my immune system go crazy and want to eat my joints and things, just like an autoimmune stuff. And they'll be like, why do you have that walker all of a sudden or a cane, which I've done both. And they're just, you don't need that. And you're too young for that. And people just make assumptions just by looking at people, and that's not fair. You
Hmm.
never know who needs what. And if I need to go into the family bathroom as one person, leave me alone. I need that room, and then you're not a family, you don't need it, chill out.
Totally. I think
So,
there's a lot of misunderstanding of what a disability looks like. And it's unfortunate, but also at the same time, it's a good way to educate people. I have a visual impairment, so I can totally relate with that. It's a very invisible disability, even though I have a cane or my guide dog. People may think that I'm training my guide dog, or they just don't really understand it because there's a certain way that blind people look in the media, and that's kind of all that people think of.
they've definitely created these stereotypes about how we should look. And you're right, the media perpetuates things. The media either gives you the stereotype of the old person stuck in a home or
Right.
somebody hidden away in a upstairs room, or they go the other way where they use someone as an inspiration to you instead of telling the person's story. And sure, they're inspiring, but their story is more important than how it makes you feel.
I completely agree. I think people either glorify or romanticize or Hollywoodify certain
Yeah,
disabilities to something that they're not. And it's very hard in the fact that, like you said, one day you may need more assistance than yesterday or even 2 hours ago. And I don't think people grasp that very well. It's
mm,
either you're disabled or you're not.
exactly. You either need that wheelchair all the time or you don't. Look, I went to
Mhm.
Disney World before my transplant. I needed that walker with a seat in it. I
Mhm.
I just did. I couldn't have done it without it. But walking around at home, I certainly don't need it. People don't think about distance and what you have to do. They're just like, oh, you need a walker. You should need it all the time. They don't critically think. And a lot of times they just see someone in the moment and they don't take the time to critically think.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's why months like July and Disability Pride are so important because this is a really time to advocate. Not that we can't advocate all year, but we finally get a month where we get to be the
Right.
center of the advocacy. And it took me a long time to come around to it because I wasn't proud of my stuff and I didn't like the idea of pride. But I finally have come around to it to understand that disability isn't a bad word and I'm happy with who I am. And everybody's on their own journey, but I'm so glad that we finally have a month that it's getting more traction and I'm very glad for that.
It's wonderful to have a specific time to shine when you're in a place where people just don't really think about it. My next question kind of ties into what you just said, but if you want to add something else, feel free. But what has your illness taught you about yourself?
It taught me to slow down. I've always been a go person, and it taught me to slow down. That slowing down is okay. Sit down and read your book and just
Mhm.
enjoy it. Sit down and do your crafting and enjoy it. It makes you happier because I have to now. I can't just keep going like I did. And if
Mhm.
I do, I burn out to the point where I have to stop. And then it's unhappy because I don't feel good. And then I can't do fun stuff like read. That's what it taught me, really and truly, to slow down and enjoy life. Because if not, I'm just going to be on my back and it's going to be worse. And people should slow down anyway. We are living in the US, we have this culture, and there's other cultures that don't. And I think I see now why the other cultures are slow down and appreciate things. So,
That's a great piece of something that you learned and to incorporate it in your own life, but also showcase it to other people, like the people that you're surrounded by, to learn through you. What advice would you give someone newly diagnosed?
you're going through a lot of feelings right now. And a lot of them are desperate and sad, but some of them are happy because now you first had a diagnosis. So that's happy. So once you rebound through all these emotions, it's now time to just take it step by step. And that's the hardest part. There's going to be some waiting, but you're on the way to your new journey. And this new journey is not going to be the best. There's going to be hard things. There's going to be good things as things get better. And soon you're going to be in a new chapter of life. And that chapter is going to be the best part of you as you become acquainted with your body and as you accept who your body is and you and your body work together. It's going to be okay because you're going to learn about each other and it's going to be okay. And you're going to feel the most actualized you ever have. I know
Yeah,
that sounds weird, but knowing my body better and knowing me and us working together instead of working apart really has been the best part for me. And that's what I really want people to understand. It's emotional at the beginning, but if you're just be in tune with it, you can grow together and you can be one.
I think that's really great advice because I think people get so caught up in what would my life be like without this rather than adapting your life
Mhm.
to something that you can't change.
And we talk about what we can lose, but you don't know how much you're actually losing because once you see what your body can do, because you see people like, oh, well, I can't play violin anymore, but people do with certain disabilities. Just get over the hump and learn together because you may can. You never know until you work together with your body and see.
Awesome. My last question
Mhm.
is something more fun, something that will showcase who you are. So, what is something that brings you joy outside of your health journey?
Oh, I love movies. We're so sick when Taylor Swift's Eras tour came.
Oh,
So sick. And I was going and we were getting to the point where we were almost going to get to dialysis. So on July 7th of 23, that's when I got my transplant, which is also the day that the Speak Now TV came out, which is my favorite album, is Speak Now.
mhm,
So I got my transplant. We weren't going to get to go to the Eras tour, me and my boyfriend. I was so sad. And then I got my transplant and I went through things. And then all of a sudden they opened a date in Canada where he lives for December. We got in the lotto to be for my birthday. And we got tickets for my birthday months after my transplant. By then, I was cleared for my immunity because 3 months after your immunity is at the worst.
mhm.
And then, so I got to go. My immunity was great. Anyway, long story short, had transplant. Immunity was great. I felt great. We got tickets. We got them for my birthday, which was also the final show. And so I got to go to Canada to see my boyfriend, and we did get to see the Eras tour. It was
That's amazing.
amazing because we really thought we were not going to get to go because I was so sick.
Oh,
So sometimes it works out. I love music. And since transplant, I've gotten to get to see Kesha. I've gone to get to see Train again. It's been so much fun. Just love going to see live music.
kind of wraps everything up. Is there
Mhm.
something else that you wanted to add or any?
One one thing for people that don't have disabilities, here's the thing. everyone thinks about us as minorities, and we are, but the disability minority is the only one you can join. And important to know that writing us off and not taking care of those in your community is really kind of cruel because one day you could join us, and we need to think more about caring for our neighbors because this is one minority you can join. And I don't want them to join. I had a friend that did join because of some issues. And I told her, welcome. I hate that you're here, but I'll help guide you through it.
Hmm.
So she was already nice about it, but some people get grumpy, but
Yeah.
hey, you could be here. So just be a little nicer and just it's a thing that a lot of people don't understand. This isn't like things like that.
Hmm.
You could become one of us one day easily. This is something you should protect.